Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Chronicle IAS. My name is Prakash. I am the faculty of Geography, Environment and Ecology and Disaster Management at Chronicle IAS. You have been watching a various video on various topic of mine on this Chronicle IAS YouTube channel. Today we are taking the most important topic, as you have seen scripted on the screen, the ocean currents. As far as the UPSC is concerned, this topic is most important in the oceanography, as well as you can say that oceanography and climatology, because it can't be much possible to segregate this topic, or you can say that isolated in only one topic, which is known as oceanography. Every alternate 1 and 2 or 3 years, UPSC has been asked one question from this section, ocean currents. So without any wasting of time, we are taking an account of the responsibility of dealing this topic in a much deeper way. So we are starting the ocean currents, which is most important, as already I have mentioned that UPSC is concerned, because UPSC asks every alternate years. So we are just taking this topic in our trademark style. Before we are jumping directly into the topic, we are making the synopsis. It will be, or you can say that it will give you the greater insight how to break the topic and what kind of sequence and methodology is following. Okay, now we are firstly going to discuss what is ocean currents itself, or you can say that what are the ocean currents, what are the ocean current itself, and then what are the ocean currents itself, and then what are the producing, you can say that what are the producing or generating factors, what are the responsible factors, or the wind or ocean current generating forces. And then we are going to discuss the types of ocean currents, and then we are taking some of the case study, like any of the ocean, like Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean or any of them. Now before we are going in directly into the ocean currents, I just wanted to tell you what is the basic difference between three words you have often seen in the books. One is drift, the second one is current, and third one is a stream. Now focus it, or you have to note it down. It drift is something which which transport the water, transport the water in much higher volume, in much higher volume, and lesser the velocity, lesser the velocity. It means drift is something which transport or driven the water which have higher volume, मतलब पानी को ज़्यादा लेके जाता है, and lesser the velocity, and its velocity is 8 to 16 kilometer per day. You have to remember this fact because it is a unique fact. Now I just wanted to tell you what is current. Current which have higher volume, as along with higher the velocity, but here the volume of water which current is transporting is lesser. You have to remember it is lesser than the drift. I hope that will be clear. And now we are going to discuss what is stream. Stream is the fastest, fastest among all. It means stream have a greater velocity and lesser volume. It means stream have greater velocity and lesser volume. I hope that will clear. Now we have done with the what is the basic difference between drift, what is the basic difference between current, and what is the basic difference between stream, because it will give you the great insight or depth understanding about the topic. Now we are just moving forward about the what is ocean current itself. What is ocean current itself? Now I am able to recall it, the very famous quote of Grant Gross, that the ocean currents are the mighty rivers. Ocean currents are the mighty rivers which flows in a definite direction throughout the terrestrial plane in a long distances. According to the great geographer Grant Gross says that the ocean currents are what? The ocean currents are like rivers are moving or flowing over the terrestrial plane in a long distances in a well-defined path is called ocean currents. If we are going to more you can say that deeper in the science or the realm of science, then we find out the ocean currents are the function of pressure gradient force. So it means that according to the science, because geography is a quasi science, so without, you can say that without inculcating any kind of science, it is like injustice with the geography. So now the ocean currents are what? It is the function of the PGF. And what is PGF? The pressure gradient force is created. Here the word PGF, it means pressure gradient force, and pressure gradient force is created by the thermodynamic factors. So thermodynamic factor, what does it mean by the temperature and some rotational factor? Because of this difference, suppose that I just wanted to show you, suppose that this is the earth surface and this is equator and this is pole 90 degree. As we all are know that the water come from polar region, it is colder. तो ये क्या है? Cold है. It means ठंडा. It means it have a high pressure. And the water which come from the equatorial region, it is warmer, because we all are know that the sun rays are perpendicular, vertical or straight, and that is why the water near the equator is warmer. When the water is warmer, it means it develops low pressure, and because of the thermal difference and because of the thermal contrast, there shall be a force created or generated or produced, which is known as the pressure gradient force. I hope that kind of little bit or short explanation help you a lot to understand what is pressure gradient force. Now we are come to the topic, ocean currents are the function of PGF. And now, before I just simplified the ocean current in the language of G.C. Leong or in the language of NCERT, I just wanted to give you some great information or some unique information about the ocean currents. Okay, now I am just telling you the PGF, pressure, ocean currents are the function of PGF. Ocean currents are the function of PGF, Z into D into G. Here the Z and all these are the positively correlated to each other. Here the Z it means depth of water. Depth of water. It means the more the depth of water, the more the velocity of water, and the more the winds are dragging it. Okay, the second one is the D. D itself, it means the density of water. Density of water, as we all are know that, I hope you have a little bit idea. Density of water is the outcome or resultant of the temperature differences and salinity differences. Both are positively correlated to each other. And third one is the G. G, the gravitational acceleration or the acceleration due to the acceleration due to the gravity. So it means ocean currents are what? Ocean currents are resultant of the function of the depth of water. The more the depth of water, the more the velocity of water. D, the density of water, the more the density, and density is the resultant of what? The higher the salinity and higher the temperature. When the temperature is higher, the dissolving capacity of the salt materials which are in the ocean is higher. When the temperature is higher, then the salinity is higher and correlated to each other. And the last one is G, acceleration due to the gravity. It means we all know that at the pole the gravity is higher because the circumference or the diameter is less. At the equator, because the circumference and diameter is higher, and that is why the gravity is lesser. And this is ocean currents are all about. If you write down this, it will give you the great advantage in your mains. Why? Because generally in the general studies no one can teach that kind of formula, because it is connected with the physics. So ये आपको it will give you the extra marks. Now we are come to the topic ocean currents. So ocean currents are what? Ocean currents, according to the NCERT, ocean currents are the large mass of water. Ocean currents are what? It is a large mass of water which under the influence of prevailing winds, they are moving in a fairly direction over a long distances throughout the year. Okay, now I hope it will be more easier to understand. Ocean currents are the large mass of water or large volume of water which under the influence of the prevailing winds. Prevailing winds are what? Like the global winds. The prevailing winds are like trade wind, westerlies, and the polar easterlies wind. They are moving in a fairly definite direction, fairly defined direction over long distances throughout the year. So it means the ocean currents are what? It is a horizontal movement of water under the impact of the prevailing winds, either it is trade wind or the westerlies or the polar winds. They are dragging the water in a fairly well defined path throughout the year. It means there is a no deviation, or if there is a little bit deviation, it is kind of negligible. So I hope that definition give you the great insight about ocean currents are what. You can also define as ocean currents are similar to the rivers over the terrestrial plane or over the continental area, because the rivers are also moving in a same direction throughout the year in a well defined path, and they also carrying the large volume of water or large mass of water. I hope that little bit discussion it will help you a lot. Okay, now we are taking the another part of this ocean current. What are the factors which are responsible? What are the factors which are responsible for the generation of ocean current? It means what are the factors which are resultant of the ocean current, or the ocean currents are resultant of what kind of factors? Now I just wanted to give you some little bit information here, because it is, we all are know that it is a revision class, and so that's why, or you can say that we can't be going much deeper. Now what are the factors which are responsible for the generation of the ocean currents? The factors firstly related to the earth rotation. Okay, the first factor is the gravity. The first factor is a gravity. One by one I will discuss each. The second factor is the Coriolis force. Third factor is the Farrell's law, and fourth factor is Ekman spiral law. And these are the factors: gravity, Coriolis force, Farrell's law, Ekman spiral law. These are the factors which are related to the earth rotation. Now the second factor is what? The second factor is related to the subatmospheric factors. What are these subatmospheric factors? Subatmospheric factors are, the first factor is the pressure gradient force. The second factor is what? The second factor is temperature. The third factor is prevailing winds. Okay, now the pressure gradient force, temperature, the prevailing winds, and the fourth one is the frictional force. And then we are just going to discuss suboceanic factors. Suboceanic factors. What are the suboceanic factors? Suboceanic factors are those which is related to the ocean. The first factor is difference in salinity. The second factor is difference in temperature and density. Third one is the difference in density. Okay, now we are just going to discuss the modificational factors as well. The modifying factors. factors. What are the modifying factors which are not mainly responsible for originating, but they deflect the direction, or they control, or they determine the direction of ocean currents? The first is the monsoon itself. Monsoon. The second one is the coastal. The second one is a coastal topography. Coastal topography. And third one is the ridges, mid-oceanic ridges. Okay, now here what we have done, the factors which are responsible for the ocean currents, First one is related to the earth rotation, gravity, Coriolis force, Farrell's law, Ekman spiral law, and here there is a pressure gradient force, the temperature, the prevailing winds, the frictional force. And the suboceanic factors are the difference in salinity, difference in temperature, difference in density. And modifying factors are those like monsoon, the coastal topography, and mid-oceanic regions. Okay, before we are going into the main subject, I just wanted to tell you again what is ocean currents. Ocean currents, देखो कई स्टाइल से आप लिख सकते हो. The more dynamic you are, the more marks you can attract in the examination. Like ocean currents are what? The ocean currents are the common resultant of thermodynamic changes in the sea surface or in sub-oceanic as well as the sub-atmospheric changes. देखो ये क्या मैं बता रहा हूं भाई. Ocean currents are what? Ocean currents are the thermodynamic changes, thermodynamic changes not only in the suboceanic, because the atmosphere is almost inseparable. All the activities which has been done in the ocean, it either affects the atmospheric phenomena, and whatever the activities are doing in the atmosphere, all it can be directly affect the oceanic circulation. It means the ocean currents are the thermodynamic changes not only in the suboceanic but also the resultant of sub-atmospheric changes. It means जो कुछ भी एटमॉस्फेयर में टेम्परेचर, प्रेशर, टेम्परेचर का चेंज हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से ओशन के सरफेस पे कुछ चेंजेस हो रहे हैं. जो कुछ भी ओशन के सरफेस पे चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, उसकी वजह से एटमॉस्फेयर में कुछ मॉडिफिकेशन हो रहा है, एंड बोथ आर इनसेपरेबल. तो इट इज आल्सो one of the example of definition how you can portray or how you can make yourself in a more crispy or more attractive way in the examination. Obviously हम लोग आंसर की बात कर रहे हैं, it's not about you who present in front of examiner. So ocean currents are the thermodynamic changes not only in the suboceanic but also the resultant of subatmospheric changes. And there is a very generalized information about ocean currents. Ocean currents are what? According to NCERT, I have already discussed that the ocean currents are the flow of water in a definite or well-defined path throughout the year under the influence of the prevailing winds. Now, we are just going to discuss the factors which are affecting the ocean currents one by one. Gravity. तो gravity कैसे affect करता है ocean currents के factor को? Now, I just wanted to tell you with a very simple diagram the ocean current. Suppose that this is the earth surface and this is equator. As we all know that earth surface is bulging over the equator and it is almost flat over the poles, and that is why the earth surface or the earth itself have the shape of geoid. तो अर्थ का शेप कैसा है भाई? तो जियोइड की तरह है. ओके, नाउ ओवर द इक्वेटर earth is stretched and bulged, and over the pole it is almost flattened, and because of this reason over the equator the value of gravity is very less, and because of gravity, the value of gravity is very less, and over the pool the gravity is very high. जैसे कैसे समझ सकते हो, तो बॉटल के एग्जांपल से हम लोग ले लेते हैं कि आई हैव अ बॉटल इन माई लेफ्ट हैंड एंड आई हैव अ पेन इन माई राइट हैंड. तो इधर देखो बॉटल है, एंड बिकॉज बॉटल हैव मोर यू कैन से दैट बिगर डायमीटर, तो बॉटल के पास ज्यादा डायमीटर है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई माय ग्रिप इज वेरी लेस और माय ग्रिप इज वीक इट कंपेयर्स टू पेन. पेन का डायमीटर कम है, तो पेन का डायमीटर कम है, तो आई हैव अ गुड ग्रिप और द स्ट्रॉन्गर ग्रिप ओवर द पेन. तो ऐसा ही सेम अप्लाई विद द what ocean currents. Ocean currents में क्या हो रहा है, the gravity is very less over the equator and gravity is higher over the pole. That is why there is a natural pulling factor. There is a natural pull factor of water. तो water को किधर pull कर रहे हैं भाई, pole की तरफ, and because all the water is pulling towards the pole, there is a vacuum, and this vacuum has been फिल्ड विद द रिप्लेसमेंटरी वाटर. यहां से एक वाटर आ रहा है, तो देखो कैसे इक्वेटर से वाटर पोल की तरफ जा रहा है एंड पोल से इक्वेटर की तरफ आ रहा है. आई होप दैट लिटिल बिट इंफॉर्मेशन विद द एग्जांपल इट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट. नाउ अगेन वी आर coming to what is Coriolis force. As we all are know that the Coriolis force is a deflective force. It is not a real force, and that is why Coriolis force is taken as a pseudo force. मतलब ये विंड के डायरेक्शन में कोई चेंज नहीं कर रहा है, it only deflects because Coriolis is a pseudo force which looks like a force पर force है नहीं. According to the Coriolis force, winds are deviating rightward in the northern hemisphere and leftward in the southern hemisphere. I just give you one small demo about the Coriolis force. Suppose that I am standing at the North Pole and someone is standing at the equator, and I just wanted to throw a ball. And if Earth is not a rotating body, then I will throw the ball and my friend is catch up over the equator. There is no deflection because Earth is not rotating. And in the other case, suppose that Earth is a rotating body, which obviously Earth is a rotating body. So when the Earth is rotating, when I just wanted to throw the ball from pole and someone is standing at the equator and just wanted to catch it, so when the ball is traveling, Earth is not a static body, that is why Earth is moving, and because of Earth is moving, that place has been displaced and ball is falling down at the same place, but the place which is previously below this has to be moved. मान लो ये अफ्रीका पे खड़ा था, तो अफ्रीका मूव कर गया एंड द बॉल इज ड्रॉप डाउन ओवर दी साउथ अमेरिका, ओवर दी ब्राजील, अर्जेंटीना, वट एवर द कंट्रीज. तो देखो यहां से ये जो डिफ्लेक्शन हो रहा है ना, ये डिफ्लेक्शन जो फील हो रहा है, दैट डिफ्लेक्शन इज फ्रॉम दिस, इट इज टू बी राइट वर्ड, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन the Coriolis force looks like a force, but it is a pseudo force, and because of this and it produced because of the earth rotation. तो ये produce क्यों हो रहा है? Because of the earth rotation. Okay, I hope that small effort give you the understanding about Coriolis force. And Ferrels is a mathematician who tell us the winds are deviating rightward in the northern hemisphere and leftward in the southern hemisphere. Now the most important and the unique part is the Ekman spiral law. Okay, now I just wanted to separately discuss what is Ekman spiral law. What is the Ekman spiral law? Because day by day UPSC is going to dive into deep concepts, so that in the upcoming years you have see that kind of question in the prelims examination as well as in the mains examination. तो देखो तो अच्छा लगे तुमको कि किसी ने डिस्कस किया है. Ekman spiral law is what? Ekman is a scientist, and it is a resultant of Ekman spiral is a resultant of the earth rotation along with prevailing winds. So it means what? according to the Ekman spiral, when the winds are blowing, suppose that this is the equator and this is the 30-degree north. I just wanted to give you example which give you a great understanding about this. This is 30-degree north and this is 30-degree south. As we all are know that the direction of trade winds in the northern hemisphere is from northeast to southwest, and in the southern hemisphere it is from the southeast to the northwest. Southeast to the northwest, इस तरह का direction. Okay, when the winds are applying over the ocean currents, तो wind का direction क्या है? From northeast to the southwest. But water is not moving like that. Water is moving at the angle of 45 degree, at the angle of 45 degree, at the angle of 45 degree from the prevailing winds. तो प्रिवेलिंग विंड ऐसे चल रहा है, देखो ये डायरेक्शन है प्रिवेलिंग विंड का, और वाटर इस तरीके से मूव कर रहा है पैरेलल टू द इक्वेटर. इन द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर इट इज राइटवर्ड एंड राइटवर्ड, एंड इन द सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर देखो वाटर इधर मूव कर रहा है, तो सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में अगर वाटर इधर मूव कर रहा है तो इसके लेफ्टवर्ड जाना चाहिए था. तो अगर हम लोग इधर देखेंगे तो इधर ये इस एंगल पे 45 डिग्री के एंगल पे एक डेविएशन क्रिएट हो रहा है विच इज फाइंड बाय द एकमैन, एंड दैट इज व्हाई द winds are blowing and waters are moving at the angle of 45. अगर मान लो wind ऐसे मूव कर रहा है over the water surface, तो winds are moving like this. In the northern hemisphere it moves rightward from the trade winds or the westerlies or the polar winds, and in the southern hemisphere it's moving leftward. तो ये एक आपको इंफॉर्मेशन देना था, एंड ये डायरेक्शन देख लो. ठीक, तो विंड ऐसे चल रहा है. आई विल अगेन पॉइंटेड आउट, ये देखो ये विंड का डायरेक्शन है, एंड दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द ये ट्रेड विंड. आई जस्ट मार्क कोटेड और you can say that lighted by the another color, highlighted by the another color. This is the Ekman's spiral. ये जो डेविएशन हुआ था ना, ये दिस इज द एकमैन. ये वाटर जो है, विंड जो है इस पर ऐसे एक्ट कर रहा है और वाटर मूव कर रहा है इस डायरेक्शन में. आई होप यू विल गेट द माय पॉइंट. ये ओके. So Ekman spiral is what? Ekman spiral is a resultant of prevailing winds over the rotating earth. Ekman says that the waters are not moving parallel to the wind. They deflect the surfacial water. One more important thing is we are talking about the surfacial water or the uppermost water. Uppermost water. We are talking about the uppermost water. इसकी बात कर रहे थे यहाँ पे, uppermost water की बात कर रहे थे. तो uppermost water is moving at the angle of 45 degree. It's not parallel or it's not along with the trade wind westerlies and polar easterlies wind. I hope you are getting my point, what I am trying to say. Okay, now we are again moving to the another topic, the sub-atmospheric factors which are affecting the, you can say that the ocean currents. The PGF, the pressure gradient force. Let me show you how the pressure gradient force is affecting. Suppose that this place is 0 degree latitude and sun is vertical overheaded and straight over the equator, and that is why the surface, the sunlight is directly fall down over the surface. The earth surface gets heated. When the earth surface gets heated, the air which surrounds or which nearly the earth surface, in the contact of earth surface, it gets warmer. When the air gets warmer, it have the tendency to rise up and expand it. तो सबसे पहले ये वार्म हुआ तो यहाँ पे जो भी एयर था it start to rise up. When the air start to vertically rise up in the form of air currents in near the surface, the pressure will be low. It is equator, and suppose that in the same condition at the subtropical or towards the pole, the amount of insolation goes on decreasing because the slantiness of sun rays is increasing. when the slantiness of sun rays is increasing towards the pole, the amount of insolation is going to be decreased. When the amount of insolation going to be decreased, then the earth less heated. When the earth less heated, it means earth is unable to produce the air currents. इस तरीके से कुछ समझो. तो ये मान लो 90 डिग्री ले रहे हैं, 90 डिग्री पे क्या हो रहा है, 90 डिग्री इज वेरी कूलर एंड दैट इज वाई एयर बाउंड टू बी सेटल डाउन ओवर दी earth surface or near the earth surface, and that is why here there is a creation of high pressure. ठीक. Okay, now I just wanted to show you in the map again. This is the equator and this is the pole, 90 degree north and this is the 90 degree south. This is the 90 degree south. This is the high pressure and this is the low pressure. It means the winds are moving from high pressure to low pressure. Winds are moving from high pressure to low pressure, and this is all about the pressure gradient force. Okay, now because again I just wanted to point it out you कि ये class जो है pressure gradient force की नहीं है. It is not the class where we can discuss in detail the Coriolis force, the Ekman's law. It's not that class. This class will be on the topic of ocean current, so we can't be move or deviate from the topic. Okay, now the temperature, we all are know that the higher temperature से क्या होता है, there is a thermal expansion, and because of the thermal expansion, जैसे ऐसे देखो भाई, अगर मान लो ये कोई वाटर का एरिया है यहाँ पे, and suppose that the sun rays are falling down here, the water start to expand and rise up. जैसे expand and rise up होगा तो ये देखो it creates a slopy, it's create a slopy path. So water have the tendency, when water absorb the latent heat or the amount of energy, it heats up and it rise up and expand it. तो ये water की quality होती है. ठीक. Now again we are come to the topic, what is the prevailing wind? As we all are know that the primary regulatory force which drives the almost all the ocean currents and all the ocean water to a definite direction is a prevailing winds. So trade wind, westerlies, and you can say that the polar easterlies. The frictional force because when the winds are blowing over the sea surface or the oceanic surface, they are carrying the water with the help of frictional drag, मतलब घसीटना पानी को. तो friction तो होता ही, because every surface or every objects are providing some kind of resistant amount of energy. Okay, now we are just moving towards the difference in salinity, sub-oceanic factors. Difference in salinity, I just wanted to show you in a map. Suppose that here there is a higher salinity, here there is a lower salinity. तो हायर सैलिनिटी से लोअर सैलिनिटी की तरफ नहीं जाता, लोअर सैलिनिटी से हायर सैलिनिटी की तरफ वाटर जाता है. व्हाई? बिकॉज टेम्परेचर इज हायर वेयर द सैलिनिटी इज हायर. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वेयर द टेम्परेचर इज हायर द सैलिनिटी इज हायर. तो यहाँ पे वाटर राइज कर जाता है जहां पर हायर सैलिनिटी होता है, और जहां पर हायर सैलिनिटी होगा वहां से वाटर मूव टुवर्ड्स दी लोअर सैलिनिटी, इस तरफ मूव कर जाएगा. एंड दिस इज also the factor which generates the ocean current. So higher salinity से lower salinity, you can say that I am sorry for the mistake. Okay, now again what kind of difference in density? Again I just wanted to show you. Suppose that here the higher density, here the lesser density. Again the ocean currents are moving from higher density to the lower density. Okay, now the temperature, again the last is density and difference in temperature. Again there is a higher the temperature, मान लो कहीं पर high temperature है, suppose that here there is a high temperature, the water is rise up and bound to be make a slopy surface and moving towards the low temperature area. तो वो क्या करेगा, low temperature area की तरफ ऐसे water धीरे धीरे move कर जाएगा along with the slope which has been created because of the high temperature. जितना ज़्यादा energy मिलता जाएगा, water absorb all the energy and heat up. When the water heat up, it start to expand up. तो जैसे कैसे आप पॉट में पानी को गर्म करते हो, when the water is get absorb almost all the energy and reach at the 100 degree Celsius, there is a boiling point, and after the crossing boiling point water start to rise up. तो कैसे पानी बाहर निकलता है आपके पॉट से, कभी कभी आपका चाय या दूध आप गर्म कर रहे होते हैं बह जाता है, तो इसको भी याद रखना है. एंड दीज आर द फिनोमेना. ओके, नाउ the sum of the modifying factor, here you have to remember, because here there is a trapping word. trapping word, ये क्या है? ये ट्रैपिंग वर्ड है, बिकॉज मोडिफिकेशनल फैक्टर्स आर नॉट द विंड जनरेशनल फैक्टर. समटाइम यूपीएससी आस्क्ड कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग फैक्टर्स रिगार्डिंग द जनरेशन ऑफ ओशन करेंट्स. बताओ भाई ओशन करंट के जनरेशन में क्या हो रहा है? तो ओशन करंट में बोल देगा जनरेशनल फैक्टर. तो मानसून इज नॉट द जनरेशनल फैक्टर, द कोस्टल टोपोग्राफी इज नॉट द जनरेशनल फैक्टर, एंड द मिड ओशनिक रीजन आर नॉट द जनरेशनल फैक्टर. आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शो यू इन द मैप. एक मैप में आपको दिखाते हैं. ओके, नाउ हियर दिस इज द कोस्टल टोपोग्राफी. व्हेन द विंड्स आर मूविंग लाइक दिस, the winds यहाँ आएंगे, they hit all the winds are carrying the water and hit here and bifurcate into the two parts. तो this is the modificational factor. तो ये क्या हो गया यहाँ पे? modificational factor है. Suppose that there is a mid oceanic ridges, ये mid oceanic ridges हैं, तो mid oceanic ridges are also modifying factor. When the winds are moving and carrying the warmer ocean water or the colder ocean water, they collided and bifurcated into so many parts. So it means these are the what? These are what? So these are the modificational factors. They are not producing any individual. They are not producing any individual. They are not producing any individual currents. They are only modifying, or they are only you can say that the change the path or the direction of the ocean currents. I hope you will enjoy a lot. कि आपको छोटे से डिस्कशन में you have learned a lot of things. Okay, अगर आपने सीखा है तो you have to comment it. ठीक, तो आपको एक कमेंट करना पड़ेगा. And now we are come to the main discussion. We have done with the ocean currents. Ocean currents क्या थी इसके बारे में हमने बात कर लिया. What are the factors which are responsible for the generation of ocean currents, इसके बारे में हमने देख लिया. We have done with कि एकमैन स्पाइरल लॉ क्या है in a very short period of time. We have done with what is Coriolis force. Coriolis force क्या था. So now it's time to take some case study. तो ये टाइम है क्या कि हम एक केस स्टडी से ओशन करंट्स को देखें. तो we are taking the case study of Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. Okay, we are taking the example of, or the case study of Atlantic Ocean. Why? Whatever we have learned in the few minutes back, we just apply all the concepts and understand the application. Okay, now we are taking the Atlantic Ocean because Atlantic Ocean have a very complex mesh of topography, and that is why it is very good to understand what kind of modificational factors are applied, what kind of things are going on, because Atlantic Ocean is a very complex mesh of topography where so many ridges, so many mountains, so many modifications are going on. Okay, now I just wanted to make the some schematic diagram. तो कौन से डायग्राम बनाने जा रहे हैं भाई? schematic diagrams बनाने जा रहे हैं. It means it does not need any kind of correction. ठीक, तो इसमें कोई करेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं होगी. And we are taking the example of what? We are taking the example of, okay, let me improve the diagram first. सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है भाई? एक बढ़िया सा डायग्राम बनाना है. I just wanted to some little bit modification, and then okay, now let me make some crystal clear diagram. Okay, okay, now I am just taking some wider diagram so we can understand, or we can show so many things. Like here there is a Greenland. Okay, now here we are taking the topic and we are taking the map of what? We are taking the map of Africa. We are taking the map of Africa. Okay, and now from this we are just making it. Okay, now थोड़ा wider बनाया. Why? We have to understand a lot of things. So just I want to improve again something. Okay, now this is all about the Atlantic Ocean. I just remove it. तो ये क्या हमने बना दिया अटलांटिक ओशन के बारे में. I hope it's a schematic diagram, so don't judge the diagram or anything on the basis of what we have scripted here. क्या हमने यहाँ पे script किया. Okay, now I just little bit push it, or the again I have to make it. This is Greenland, this is North America, this is South America. I hope you will see and you will find it is Africa and it is recognizable as a Europe. तो अब यहाँ पर हम लोग देखेंगे. Now I just wanted to take the map of, this is all about the equator. ये हम लोग ले रहे हैं इक्वेटर को. And now this is equator, 0 degree, or it is little bit south. Okay, let me remove it first and make it again, because it is somewhere or the other, it is little south. Okay, this is somewhere here. This is the equator, and let me change the color. This is okay. Now we are just done. Okay, now we are ready to discuss about the ocean currents pattern. कि ओशन करंट का क्या पैटर्न है. थोड़ा सा अगर आप बोलोगे तो एक बार हम लोग इसको भी लिटिल बिट स्ट्रेच कर ले रहे हैं. स्ट्रेच इसलिए कर रहे हैं ताकि वी हैव अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि सारे फिनोमेनाज आपको अच्छे से दिख जाए. सारे फिनोमेनाज it have a little bit like situation. Okay, now it is almost done. Okay, now we are just taking the first case study, because as already I have mentioned that the shape of Atlantic Ocean is S-shaped. Why we are here choosing the Atlantic Ocean? Because Atlantic Ocean have a very complex image of topography, and that is why we have understand all kind of phenomena or all kind of activities here, because everything is done, everything is aligned with all the activities aligned with the regarding the ocean currents aligned with the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, now this is the trade winds. This is the direction I just demarcated here with the red color. This is the direction of the trade winds. This is the direction of the trade winds. As we all know that the trade winds are coming from the continents, and the trade winds are coming from continents. This is the direction of trade winds. ये आपका डायरेक्शन है ट्रेड विंड का इन बोथ द हेमिस्फीयर. तो अब इसमें देखते हैं ट्रेड विंड्स. एज वी ऑल आर नो दैट द ट्रेड विंड्स आर द primarily responsible for dragging, or you can say transporting all the water or regulate the ocean currents. तो ये trade wind चल रहा है, both the trade wind, this is the northern trade wind, this is the southern trade wind. Okay, now when the northern trade winds are approaching from continent to the ocean, when they are entering from continent to the ocean, they are, because of frictional drag, they are carrying the warmer water. Because of frictional drag, they are carrying the warmer water away from the coast, away from the western coast of Africa. Western coast of Africa. इसका मतलब क्या है? When the trade winds are blowing from continent to the ocean, because of frictional drag, they are carrying the warmer water away from the western coast of Africa, and that is why here all the warmer water is moving. All the warmer water is moving and pile up, moving and pile up in the eastern section of the South America. सारा पानी किधर आ गया? Eastern section of South America. Why? Because the prevailing winds, because of the trade winds, are carrying the warmer water away from the western coast of Africa, and that is why here there is a vacuum of, यहाँ क्या हो गया? Vacuum of warmer water, and because of this vacuum there is a compensatory water is coming from the below, and the water which rise vertically from below, that water is in nature, it is a cool water, and that is why here there is a upwelling of cold water. Okay, I hope that will be easy to understand. And now here all the water is pile up. Here all the water is pile up in the onshore coast. सारा पानी जो है एक कोस्ट पे इकट्ठा हो गया. When all the warmer water is pile up on the onshore coast, that is why here the temperature rises, and when the temperature rises and there is a continuous convection is taking place, there is a formation of clouds, and that will give the rainfall. इस एरिया में खूब सारा rainfall होगा in the eastern section or the northeastern section of Brazil, and there is a development of maritime climate. यहाँ पे किसका development होगा? Maritime climate का. And that is why here there is a tropical, one of the region of the development of tropical evergreen forest. I hope that will clear. तो यहाँ से क्या हुआ? Warmer water is dragged by the prevailing winds or the trade winds in both the hemisphere, and when the warmer water is away, there is a vacuum, and that vacuum has been filled by the vertical upwelling of cold water or the compensatory water, and all the warmer water is away, and here there is a offshore wind, and all the warmer water is pile up. Here there is a onshore wind, and when all the warmer water is pile up, it will lead to the condition of condensation, because सारे warmer water वहीं चले गए हैं, and it will lead to the condensation, and further it will form the formation of clouds, and that cloud will give the lot of amount of moist or the lot of amount of rainfall, and it will lead to the dense vegetation and dense forest in the eastern section. And in the western section, because of all the water is removed off or all the water is transported, and that is why there is a upwelling of cold water. And here, because of the pilation, one more thing you have to understand, because of the pilation of warmer water, and one water is just moving another way, and some of the water is start to sinking down. यहाँ पर sinking भी होता है, water start to sinking down, and that is why here there is a downwelling of warm water. I have to just टेल यू कि यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, डाउन वेलिंग ऑफ वाटर हो रहा है. तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शो यू इन अ सिंपल स्कीमेटिक डायग्राम कि क्या हो रहा था. सपोज दैट दिस इज द ट्रेड विंड्स, तो ये ट्रेड विंड चल रही है इसके ऊपर. दिस इज द ट्रेड विंड्स. आई जस्ट वांटेड टू टेल यू कि ये, फर्स्टली आई रिमूव इट. ओके, दिस इज द ट्रेड विंड्स. ये सब दीज आर द ट्रेड विंड्स. ये ट्रेड विंड्स हैं. दिस इज द वाटर सरफेस. लेट मी शो यू इन द डिफरेंट कलर. दिस इज वाटर सरफेस और इस पर क्या चल रहा है, ट्रेड विंड चल रहा है. These are the trade winds. ट्रेड विंड अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द वेस्टर्न सेक्शन ऑफ कॉन्टिनेंट. ये क्या है, वेस्टर्न सेक्शन. and it is the eastern section of ocean, and this is the eastern section. ये क्या है, continent का eastern section. Okay, when the trade winds are blowing, because trade winds are primarily responsible for transporting all the warmer water. अब इस पे थोड़ा एकमैन भी समझ लो कि कैसे लग रहा है. when the trade winds are moving, तो rightward deflection होगा at the angle of 45 डिग्री. तो यहाँ देखो ये लगा एकमैन, तो विंड का डायरेक्शन ऐसे है और एकमैन लग रहा है ऐसे. ठीक, तो ये जो एंगल बन रहा है ना, ये है एकमैन स्पाइरल. तो अब वाटर कैसे मूव करेगा, ऑल द वार्मर वाटर, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शो यू इन अ बोल्ड लेटर, ऑल द वार्मर वाटर इज मूविंग लाइक दिस and they are almost parallel. They are almost, I just wanted to repeat, they are almost parallel to equator because of the Ekman spiral. तो कैसे हो गया, अब यहाँ भी देख लो, तो यहाँ भी ऐसे चलेगा, यहाँ भी एकमैन अप्लाई हुआ, यहाँ भी एकमैन अप्लाई हुआ, तो वाटर ऐसे चल रहे हैं. एंड व्हेन ऑल द वार्मर वाटर बिकॉज ऑफ द फ्रिक्शनल ड्रैग, सारा वार्मर वाटर इज मूव अवे. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, ये कौन सा एरिया है, ऑफशोर विंड. ऑफशोर का मतलब क्या होता है, ऑफशोर विंड. ऑफशोर विंड का मतलब होता है, ऑफशोर का मतलब होता है अवे फ्रॉम द कोस्ट, अवे फ्रॉम द कोस्ट. अवे फ्रॉम द कोस्ट का मतलब है कि पानी को कोस्ट से दूर ले जाना. तो कौन विंड क्या करे, ऑफशोर विंड. द विंड्स आर ड्रैगिंग ऑल द वार्मर वाटर अवे फ्रॉम द कोस्ट, एंड बिकॉज ऑल द वार्मर वाटर इज पाइल अप हियर. Okay, I just show you in a different color, all the warmer water is piled up here, and that is why because of the pilation there is a downward movement. ये देखो, there is a downward movement, and this downward movement is just moving like this in a undercurrent, और यहाँ पर upwelling. This zone is the zone of upwelling. I hope that diagram is saying a lot. Upwelling zone, and this is the zone of downwelling. This is the zone of downwelling. Okay, this is the zone of downwelling. तो ये आपको एक पूरा फिगर समझ में आ रहा होगा कि कैसे कैसे मूव कर रहा है. दिस इज द ऑनशोर कोस्ट. ऑनशोर कोस्ट का मतलब क्या होता है, दिस इज द ऑनशोर कोस्ट. ऑनशोर कोस्ट का मतलब क्या है, ऑनशोर का मतलब होता है टुवर्ड्स द कोस्ट, towards the coast. So I hope you have to, or you will be understand. Okay, now I just wanted to show you in the figure. हाँ भाई, एक बार फिगर में भी देख लेते हैं, फिगर में क्या है. So when the trade winds are blowing, देखो यहाँ से भी ट्रेड विंड जा रहा है, सब जगह से ट्रेड विंड, तो उसके राइट एंगल पे लगा लो यहाँ पे एकमैन स्पाइरल. तो इधर से ये सारे विंड जा रहे हैं, तो इसके लेफ्ट वर्ड में, तो यहाँ पे सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में लेफ्ट वर्ड, तो विंड का डायरेक्शन क्या हुआ, पैरेलल टू द इक्वेटर. यहाँ पर भी विंड का डायरेक्शन पैरेलल टू द इक्वेटर. तो एकमैन स्पाइरल समझ में आ गया. व्हेन ऑल द वार्मर वाटर इज पाइल अप हियर, बिकॉज ऑल द वार्मर वाटर इज पाइल अप हियर, व्हाट विल हैपन, when all the warmer water is piled up, when all the warmer water is pile up here, that is why the sea level will rise. तो यहाँ पे मैं आपको दिखा दे रहा हूँ, that is why the sea level will rise. तो अब sea level कैसा बन रहा है? The sea level is like here there is a higher sea level. तो यहाँ पर higher sea level बन जाएगा. तो यहाँ से water is tend to move towards the lower sea level, lower sea level. तो इधर देखो धीरे धीरे ये जो वाटर आया था इस तरफ से अपर सरफेशियल वाटर के फॉर्म में ये सब राइज हो गया था यहाँ पे सी लेवल. ये राइजिंग को मैं दिखा रहा हूँ और ये स्लोप बना रहा है एंड अंडर द सब सरफेशियल इट मूव्स अलोंग द स्लोप. इट इज नोन एज द काउंटर इक्वेटोरियल करंट. तो ये क्या है? इक्वेटोरियल करंट. Okay, north as well as south. I hope you will understand. And this is the subsurfacial or the counter equatorial current. This is the counter equatorial current. This is the counter equatorial current. तो देखो ऊपर कैसा चल रहा है? इक्वेटोरियल करंट, नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट एंड साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट. और सब सरफेस में क्या चल रहा है? ये सारा काउंटर इक्वेटोरियल करंट कर रहा है. ऑल द काउंटर इक्वेटोरियल करंट इज pile up in the coast of Guinea, and when all the counter equatorial currents are pile up in the coast of Guinea, and it will creates the moist condition. तो क्या करेगा? moist condition create करेगा, and that is why near the Guinea coast के पास क्या हो रहा है? near the Guinea coast there is a development of equatorial evergreen forest. इक्वेटोरियल गिनी के पास जो है ये डेवलपमेंट होता है. ओके, व्हेन द southern equatorial currents and the northern equatorial currents both are moving parallel to each other. ये भी ध्यान रखना है कि the northern equatorial currents are originating 10 degree north. It's not the between 0 to 5 degree north and south, because in between 0 to 5 degree north and south there is a ITCZ or the zone of calmness. तो यहाँ पर कोई भी विंड का डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता, एंड दैट इज वाई देयर इज अ नो मूवमेंट ऑफ ओशन करेंट्स. तो यहाँ पे 10 डिग्री नॉर्थ से जनरेट हो रहा है नॉर्थ इक्वेटोरियल करंट, एंड द साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट इज लिटिल बिट साउथ 7 to 8 डिग्री साउथ ये ओरिजिनेट हो रहा है, एंड बोथ आर मूविंग पैरेलल. तो ये दोनों एक दूसरे के पैरेलल जा रहे हैं. ओके, व्हेन ऑल द वाटर इज पाइल अप हियर, तो वो सारी स्टोरी मैंने आई हैव ऑलरेडी टॉट इट और स्कूल यू. और यहाँ से दिस इज द साउरोक पेनिनसुला, साउरोक पेनिनसुला ऑफ ब्राजील. ये क्या है? साउरोक पेनिनसुला ऑफ ब्राजील है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस देयर इज अ बाइफर्केशन ऑफ साउथ इक्वेटोरियल करंट इन टू पार्ट्स. The one south equatorial branch of one south equatorial current is passing over the Cane, which is the capital of Cane's current. I just wanted to write here the Cane's current. So Cane's current is what? It is the warm ocean current which bifurcate one of the branch of south equatorial current. Cane's currents are what? Cane is a capital of French Guiana. तो फ्रेंच गुयाना यहीं पर एक कंट्री है, उसी की कैपिटल है केन्स. तो केन करंट का नाम पड़ गया. अब दिस केन करंट इज मूविंग लाइक दिस, एंड हियर देयर इज अ एंटाइल्स इज द ओल्डेस्ट नाम ऑफ कैरिबियन आइलैंड्स, एंड दैट इज व्हाई हियर देयर इज अ नॉर्दर्न इक्वेटोरियल करंट्स व्हिच बाइफर्केट, एंड हियर इज द southern equatorial. So both are entering. This is the Cane current, Cane's current 1. This is the 2, which is known as the Antilles current, and third one, when both are entering and meeting, and here there is a superimposition of Mississippi river. यहाँ पर एक और बता दे रहा हूँ, मिसिसिपी रिवर, मिसिसिपी रिवर का भी वाटर जो है वो यहां पर गल्फ ऑफ मैक्सिको से एंटर करके ये मिल रहा है। तो देखो तीन चीजें मिल रही हैं, केन्स करंट इज अ वार्म करंट, एंटाइल्स इज अ वार्म करंट, एंड थर्ड वन इज when the Mississippian water is superimposed into the Gulf of Mexico near the Florida coast or near the Cape Kennedy, Cape Kennedy, Cape Kennedy के पास मिल रहे हैं। तो this current is known as this current between Cape Kennedy to the Cape Hatteras, between Cape Kennedy to the Cape Hatteras। ओके, केप हैट्रेस, केप हैट्रेस, तो केप हैट्रेस के बीच में इनको क्या बोल रहे हैं, फ्लोरिडा। तो थर्ड वन इज अ फ्लोरिडा करंट। आई होप दिस विल हेल्प यू लॉट तो अंडरस्टैंड करो। पहले केन्स करंट था, केन्स करंट इज व्हेन द साउथ इक्वेटोरियल currents are moving, south Atlantic equatorial currents are moving what, they are moving or passing through the French Guiana, South America. This is the north equatorial current which bifurcate by the Antilles or the Caribbean islands, and this is the superimposition of Mississippi river। और ये जैसे ही मिले यहाँ पे केप कैनेडी and this is the Cape Hatteras, इन दोनों के बीच में जो करंट जा रहा है उसको बोल रहे हैं फ्लोरिडन करंट। आफ्टर दैट, आफ्टर क्रॉसिंग 50 डिग्री, ओके नाउ let me, the 55 degree east, you have to remember it, 55 degree west, sorry not east, and 50 or 50 degree west longitude, ठीक, और इस northern latitude, northern latitude, okay, northern latitude, when it cross, then this current is known as Gulf Stream। जब केप हैट्रस से ऊपर 55 डिग्री नॉर्दर्न लैटिट्यूड के बाद अंडर द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ वेस्टर्लीज, बिकॉज इट इज द जोन ऑफ वेस्टर्लीज, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, इट इज नोन एज गल्फ स्ट्रीम। एंड ऑलरेडी वी हैव डन विद द स्ट्रीम, इट मींस द हायर द वेलोसिटी लेसर द वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर, तो गल्फ स्ट्रीम, एंड all the Gulf Stream water is dragged under the impact of North Atlantic drift. And again, North Atlantic drift, as already I have told that the Atlantic Ocean have very complex maze of topography, and that is why the Atlantic North Atlantic drift is bifurcated into 3 branches. You have to remember, one is the Rennell current, Rennell current near the Bay of Biscay, and it is bifurcated by the British Isles, and one of the northern branch is moving towards the Norwegian warm current। अब कुछ लोगों को लगेगा सर ये यहाँ तक जाते जाते ठंडा तो नहीं हुआ, ठंडा होगा, but it have a little more temperature than the respective area, and that is why it is known as warmer, ठीक। और and one of the branch is collided or hit and return back towards the eastern section, towards the western section is known as Irminger current। I have to told you that जब तुम जीसी लियोंग पढ़ोगे तो इरमिंगर करंट इज लिटिल बिट कंफ्यूजिंग, उसको ईस्ट ग्रीनलैंड करंट बता दिया है, बट बिकॉज ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स मेज टोपोग्राफी यहाँ रेनल करंट बन रहा है नियर द बे ऑफ बिस्के, नियर द फ्रांस। The second one is Norwegian branch, and third one is the returning branch of North Atlantic drift is Irminger। Okay, now it is little bit complex, and that is why we have recorded it so many times। देखोगे तो धीरे धीरे समझ में आ जाएगा। तो यहाँ से क्या हुआ, one is a Rennell current, Rennell current। The second one is Norwegian, which reached towards the Kola Peninsula and Murmansk port, and third one is returning back, which is known as Irminger। And here, because of the melting of ice, because of the melting of icebergs or ice shelves, there is a formation of cold ocean current। It is a East Greenland cold ocean current, it is the West Greenland ocean current, and this is the Labrador। All three are meeting and forming the colder current. One is a East Greenland, second one is a West Greenland, and third one is a Labrador current. So Labrador, East Greenland, and West Greenlands are the cold current. Irminger is a warm current. Renal is a warm current. Norwegian is a warm current. North Atlantic is a warm current. Gulf Stream is a warm current. Antilles is a warm current. Cairns is a warm current. तो ये सारे जो मैंने नाम बोले हैं कई बार आपको देखना है, ठीक ना? ओके, नाउ ये तो हमारा डन हो गया कि भाई ये कैसे मूव कर रहा है और क्या है. एंड देन व्हेन द नॉर्थ अटलांटिक ड्रिफ्ट, ये इट्स रिटर्न बैक, देयर इज अ कोल्ड करंट एज वेल. यहां से पोल से कोल्ड करंट भी आ रहा है एंड इट हैज लॉस्ट ऑल द एनर्जी. तो कैनरी इज अ cold current. तो कैनरी is a cold current and this is a circulatory pattern which is known as Geyer system, which is known as a Geyer system, Geyer या circulatory pattern. तो I hope that will give you a lot of information about the North Atlantic you can say that the sea currents, जो भी oceanic circulation है. Now with a very fast approach, south equatorial currents are moving and it hit back again in the South Rock. तो South Rock पे hit किया and it is moving towards the East Brazilian current, and from the Ross Self in Atlantic, Arctic, यहाँ से कोल्ड करंट आ रहा है फॉर द ऑफ द मेल्टिंग ऑफ रॉस सेल्फ, यहाँ के मेल्टिंग की वजह से. एंड बोथ ब्राजीलियन वार्म करंट एंड द फॉकलैंड कोल्ड करंट्स आर मीटिंग, एंड वेयर द वार्म एंड कोल्ड ओशन करंट्स आर मीटिंग, दे क्रिएटिंग द ग्रेट फिशिंग जोन. दे क्रिएटिंग द ग्रेट फिशिंग जोन. तो क्या बनाते हैं? बहुत बड़ा फिशिंग जोन बनाते हैं. ओके, नाउ व्हेन दीज विंड्स आर क्रॉसिंग 30 to 40 डिग्री, वी ऑल आर नो दैट दिस इज द एरिया ऑफ वेस्टर्लीज. तो नीचे से क्या आ रहा था? फ्लोरिड. यहाँ पे कौन सा करंट था? कोल्ड. फॉकलैंड. तो आई हैव मेंशन दैट फॉकलैंड करंट. यहाँ पे फॉकलैंड. शैल आई रिमूव इट? आई होप दैट विल इजियर. तो आप बार बार देख सकते हो तो लिख लेना. फॉकलैंड करंट था. ओके, नाउ दिस इज द जोन ऑफ वेस्टर्लीज. ये किसका जोन है? वेस्टर्लीज का. व्हेन द वेस्टर्लीज आर मूविंग, एज वी ऑल आर नो दैट इन द प्राइमरी विंड सिस्टम, व्हिच वन ऑफ द वीडियोज आर इन द लिस्ट ऑफ प्लेलिस्ट. आप जाकर के देखना कि कहाँ पर है. प्राइमरी विंड्स हमने डिस्कस किया है, उसमें वी हैव डिस्कस इन डिटेल कि व्हाट इज वेस्टर्लीज. So westerlies, when westerlies are moving in the southern hemisphere, because due to the absence of land mass, the westerlies are reaching at a greater velocity. When the westerlies are reaching at the greater velocity, they are furious 40s, screaming 60s. तो इस तरह का फिनोमेना है. तो यहाँ क्या होगा? फ्रिक्शनल ड्रैग. And because of frictional drag on westerlies are almost parallel to the latitude because of the absence of land mass. तो ये ऑलमोस्ट पैरेलल हो जाते हैं एंड दे आर क्रिएटिंग द सरकम यू कैन से दैट सरकम ओशन करंट. तो साउथ अटलांटिक ड्रिफ्ट, इनको साउथ अटलांटिक ड्रिफ्ट यहाँ पे बोलते हैं. एंड दिस साउथ अटलांटिक ड्रिफ्ट, एज वी ऑल आर नो दैट कि कोरियोलिस फोर्स लगता है, तो यहाँ पे लेफ्ट वर्ड कोरियोलिस फोर्स लगेगा. एंड सम ऑफ द ओशनिक वाटर इज मूविंग लेफ्टवर्ड एंड हिटिंग और कोलाइडिंग टुवर्ड्स द केप ऑफ गुड होप. And one of the branch is moving along the western side of Africa, and there is a place called Benguela in Angola, and this current is known as Benguela cold current. Benguela is what? Benguela is a cold current. Brazil is a warm current. Falkland is a cold current. I hope that will clear. इसको मैंने बहुत डिटेल में कर दिया है आपके लिए. And now in a very fast manner, I just wanted to discuss द पैसिफिक एज वेल. यहीं पर आज हम लोग पैसिफिक को भी देख ले रहे हैं कि पैसिफिक ओशन के साथ क्या हो रहा है इन अ वेरी शॉर्ट मैनर. बहुत जल्दी जल्दी देखेंगे. अगेन वी आर कम टू द टॉपिक कि भाई पैसिफिक पर देखते हैं. तो दिस इज द ट्रेड विंड, दिस इज द एरिया ऑफ ट्रेड विंड. अगेन यहाँ पे अप्लाई करो भाई, अप्लाई करो कि यहाँ पे कैसे एक मैन स्पाइरल होगा, काम करेगा. तो एक मैन इज एट द एंगल ऑफ 45 डिग्री. तो ये एक मैन हो गया. This is the North Atlantic, and again this is the southern trade winds. तो इस पर भी एकमैन कैसे काम करेगा, ऐसे काम करेगा। एकमैन को फोकस करो, एकमैन स्पाइरल। तो दिस इज ऑल्सो द पैरेलल टू द इक्वेटर, ये भी पैरेलल है, दिस इज ऑल्सो पैरेलल। एंड अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ ट्रेड winds, when the trade winds are approaching towards the ocean, when the trade winds are approaching towards the northern equatorial trade winds are approaching towards the ocean from North America and South America, they carry the warmer water away from the western section of North America as well as the South America. तो यहाँ देखो, all the warmer water is moving away. When all the warmer water is moving away, what will happen? When all the warmer water is moving away, here there is a upwelling in both the section. तो यहाँ भी पेरू current is a cold current and Californian current is a cold current. कितने लोग समझ पाए? Why? Because the trade winds are dragging the warmer water away from the coast, and all the warmer water is pile up near the Philippine coast. Philippine coast, तो यहाँ पर फिलिपीनियन वार्मर करंट बन रहा है, ठीक। तो यहाँ पर फिलिपीनियन वार्मर करंट एंड इट यू कैन से दैट बाइफर्केट इनटू सो मेनी ब्रांचेस, बहुत सारे ब्रांचेस में बाइफर्केट हो गया। एंड एज ऑलरेडी आई हैव टोल्ड यू देयर इज अ मॉडिफिकेशनल फैक्टर। तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे आइलैंड्स हैं, तो इन्होंने मॉडिफाई कर दिया। देयर इज अ क्यूरियसियो आइलैंड ऑफ जापान, तो एंड दैट इज व्हाई देयर इज अ क्यूरियसियो करंट। तो यहाँ पे क्यूरियसियो करंट हो गया। And again when this cross 40 degree, again under the influence of westerlies, so this is the North Pacific drift, sorry, this is the North Pacific current, not drift, this is North Pacific current. Why here we are not using the word current, sorry, why we are not using the word drift? Because drift के लिए क्या चाहिए था? बहुत सारा कॉम्प्लेक्स मेज टोपोग्राफी, रिज टोपोग्राफी चाहिए था। एज I hope you all are remember that in the Pacific Ocean the ridges are absent, because the Pacific Ocean there is a convergent plate boundary, and in the Atlantic Ocean there is a divergent boundary. Where there is a divergent boundary there is a formation of ridge, वहां पे ridge का formation होता है। तो यहाँ पर this is the North Pacific current, this is the Kuroshio, this is the Oyosio, and यू कैन सी दैट यहाँ पर एक ओखोटस्क सी है, तो ओखोटस्क से पोल से जो भी मेल्टिंग ऑफ आइस से आएगा इट इज कोल्ड, तो ओयोशियो इज कोल्ड, क्यूरोशियो इज वार्म, ठीक। तो ओयोशियो इधर हो गया कोल्ड, एंड व्हेन बोथ द ओयोशियो एंड क्यूरोशियो मीट्स इट क्रिएट्स अ ग्रेट फिशिंग जोन, it creates a great fishing zone. And again this North Pacific current is bifurcated and divided into two branches. तो यहाँ से डिवाइड हो गया, एंड डिवाइड होने के बाद क्या होगा भाई? तो इधर ये मूव कर गया। अलास्का इज अ कोल्ड करंट। अलास्का कोल्ड करंट कैसे हुआ? यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इट, कैसे कोल्ड करंट हो रहा है? तो बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉस ऑफ एनर्जी, पूरा एनर्जी लॉस हो चुका है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ लॉस ऑफ एनर्जी द टेम्परेचर ऑफ ओशनिक वाटर इज हायर देन द ओशन करेंट्स। तो यहाँ पर इसीलिए कोल्ड करंट की तरह काम करता है। तो एक बार दो बार रिपीट करके सुनना तो मैं समझ में आ जाएगा। तो अलास्का इज अ कोल्ड करंट, अलास्का इज अ वार्म करंट। ओके, लेट मी अगेन, देयर इज अ बिग मिस्टेक। अलास्का इज अ वार्म करंट एंड कैलिफोर्निया इज अ कोल्ड करंट। तो ये एक गायर सिस्टम अगेन ऐसे मूव कर जाएगा। So this is the two circulatory system or the gyre system. In the southern hemisphere, all the warmer water is moving along with the south equatorial current and pile up in the East Australian coast, and that is why here there is a East Australian warm current, and this East Australian warm current under the influence of westerlies crossing 40 degree, again there is a South Pacific drift, and it collided or hit or strike the western margin of साउथ अमेरिका एंड अगेन मूविंग दिस लूप साइकिल। तो ये एक सर्कुलेटरी पैटर्न हो गया, सर्कुलेशन यहाँ भी हो गया। एंड सेम गोज विद द इंडियन ओशन। इंडियन ओशन में भी यही हो रहा है। लेट मी गिव यू अ लिटिल बिट इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द इंडियन ओशन एज वेल। इंडियन ओशन क्या है? एज वी ऑल आर नो दैट द नॉर्दर्न इंडियन ओशन इज almost closed from the northern side, and because of close in the northern hemisphere there is absence of the cold ocean water. The northern Indian Ocean mein, why there is a no cold ocean current? Because in the northern side it is closed and almost there is a no scope of the melting or the meeting of colder water. And we all are know that the northern Indian Ocean is driven by the साउथ वेस्टर्ली मानसून. तो साउथ वेस्टर्ली मानसून ऐसे मूव करता है तो समर में ये ऐसे चलता है, विंटर में इसका रिवर्स कर लेना है, कुछ नहीं करना है आपको, बस इसको रिवर्स कर लेना है. विंटर में नॉर्थ ईस्टर्ली ट्रेड विंड चलती है एंड दैट इज वाई द डायरेक्शन इज लाइक दिस. ठीक, सदर्न एक इंडियन ओशन में सेम कॉन्सेप्ट is applying like what? This is the trade wind. Again you have to understand the leftward Ekman spiral. This is the south equatorial Indian Ocean currents. When all the warmer water is away, there is a upwelling of colder water, West Australian cold current, and when it hits near the Agulhas or Mozambique channel, तो यहाँ पे Mozambique warm current, the Agulhas warm current, ये and both are meeting here. And when it cross the 40 degree or the 45 degree, again there is under the influence of westerlies, ये ऐसे move कर जाएंगे and there are so many islands and again there is a circulatory path. तो ये आपका circulatory path भी हो गया. Now I just wanted to give you the significance of ocean currents. मैं फिर आपको बता दे रहा हूँ, इट्स नॉट अ मेन क्लास. अगर आप ऑफलाइन में आते हैं तो आपको बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ाया जाएगा. इट्स जस्ट अ काइंड ऑफ कि आप इसको देखो और आपको लिटिल बिट इंफॉर्मेशन मिले. व्हाट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ ओशन करेंट्स? तो ओशन करेंट्स आर द मेन ट्रांसपोर्टर ऑफ heat from heat surplus zone to heat deficit zone. So it is one of the major importance of ocean currents are what? Ocean currents are the main transporter of heat and energy. You have to add here energy. It is the main transporter of heat and energy. The second one, it also ocean currents are also affecting the coastal climate and weather. Coastal climate and weather. It means कि भाई ocean currents. Okay, when the warm ocean current, I just wanted to you can say that here quoted a one example. The ocean currents are also affecting the coastal climate and weather. तो कैसे करते हैं इधर देखते हैं. देखो, the Norwegian currents are the warmer current. When the Norwegian warmer current is moving, it will melt the frozen ice. And because of Norwegian warm current, throughout the year, the Murmansk port, which is located at the Kola Peninsula in Russia, it is free from all the frozen ice, and that is why that port is open for trade and commerce. It means ocean currents are not something which only transport and exchange the heat between the surplus to the deficit area. It also help in the economic, and it have some economic significance. Okay, when the warm ocean currents and the cold ocean currents are meeting, and there is a formation of great fishing zone, because of when the warm and cold ocean currents are meeting, there is a formation of advectional fog, and advectional fog is filtering. I just wanted to give you the view. कि सपोज दैट दिस इज द लेब्राडोर ओशन करेंट्स, दिस इज द लेब्राडोर ओशन करेंट्स एंड दिस इज द गल्फ स्ट्रीम। तो ये क्या हो गया भाई, दिस इज द गल्फ स्ट्रीम, एक बार देख लेते हैं, दिस इज द गल्फ स्ट्रीम, तो गल्फ स्ट्रीम ये है एंड दिस इज द लेब्राडोर, लेब्राडोर एंड दिस इज द गल्फ स्ट्रीम। When both are meeting, what will happen? When both are meeting, the colder current have the tendency to sink down, the warmer current have the tendency to meet up. In between them there is a area, in between them there is a thermal contrast, because of thermal contrast there is a physical contrast, because of physical contrast there is a difference pressure gradient, and here there is a formation of advectional fog, and because of advectional fog, it means it is a kind of low stratus cloud है, and advectional fogs are formed parallel to the earth surface, तो sea surface के parallel ही बन रहा है advectional fog, and because of formation of advectional fog it start to filter the, especially the, you can say that the UV rays as well as the so many radio waves and ultraviolet UV rays और radio waves और microwaves को filter कर देता है, and that is why there is a formation of the diatoms, and because of the formation of the diatoms this whole area is converting into the green pasture, and because of converting of the green pasture and there are a swarm of, I just wanted to clarify that because of green pasture there is a attracted the swarm of fishes. Swarm of fishes are attracting from pole and from equator, and when the you can say that the swarm of fishes are attracting from pole and equator, and there is a high chance of cross breeding, तो यहाँ क्या होता है, क्रॉस ब्रीडिंग होता है, जैसे हेरिंग है, टूना है, देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ सील फिश हैं, तो और भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, तो इट इज मोर इकोनॉमिकली इंपॉर्टेंट क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत सारा फिशिंग और सारी चीजें हो रही हैं। तो ग्रेट फिशिंग जोन कैसे बना ये मैंने आपको बता दिया, कि इसका इकोनॉमिक इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है ओशन करेंट्स का। वी हैव डन विथ कि भाई ओशन करेंट्स में क्रॉस ब्रीडिंग कैसे हो रहा है, हम लोगों ने ये भी देख लिया कि ओशन करेंट्स में एडवेक्शनल फॉग कैसे कोस्टल क्लाइमेट को। आई जस्ट वांटेड टू जस्ट गिव यू वन अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ द कोल्ड वॉल फिनोमेना। कोल्ड वॉल फिनोमेना क्या है, विच इज related to the eastern section of नॉर्थ अमेरिका और द यूएस। तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है भाई, लुक एट ऑन द मैप, यहाँ पे मैप में when the Gulf stream under the influence of, I just wanted to erase it all these things, when the Gulf stream under the influence of westerlies they are moving from western direction, all the warmer water is away from the ईस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ अमेरिका, तो हियर देयर इज अ अपवेलिंग ऑफ कोल्ड वाटर, तो यहाँ पे इसी को कोल्ड वॉल फिनोमेना बोलते हैं, कोल्ड वॉल फिनोमेना। तो कभी आपसे एग्जाम में पूछ ले कोल्ड वॉल फिनोमेना क्या है, ऑल द ओशन करेंट्स आई हैव टीचिंग यू और स्कूलिंग यू कि कौन सा वार्मर है कौन सा कोल्डर है, सिग्निफिकेंस बता दिया कि इट हैव अ सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ कोस्टल क्लाइमेट, इट हैव अ सिग्निफिकेंस ऑन वेजिटेशन बिकॉज ऑफ पाइलेशन ऑफ वार्मर वाटर, तो खूब सारा रेनफॉल हो रहा था, ठीक। फिशिंग जोन को बता दिया, कैसे वेदर को इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है इसके बारे में बता दिया, कैसे ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स में इट विल कंट्रीब्यूट, एंड ओशन करेंट्स आर आल्सो द सोर्स ऑफ efficient ट्रांसपोर्टेशन। अगर उन्हीं के डायरेक्शन में चलोगे तो इट विल बी अ वेरी energy efficient, and ocean currents are also you can say that the part of renewable energy। अगर थोड़ा सा और एक तरीके से टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट करें तो हम लोग कर सकते हैं। तो आई होप दैट whole session you will enjoy a lot. Please comment it and stay tuned with the Chronicle IAS. We will bring so many topics for you कि आपको खूब सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिले, खूब सारा कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी हो। I hope you will enjoy. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.